Hey everybody, it's me, Melody. Welcome to my stream. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that like button on your way in. Also, share on all your platforms and subscribe if you haven't already. So, today we'll be talking about that whole fresh and fit situation where Myron pretty much said he doesn't date black women. And I want to know what you guys think. Do you think he has the right to speak on Black women? So before I continue, I want to see what you guys think. Put a one in the chat if you think he has the right to speak on anything in the Black community when he's not even Black. And then I'll continue. So you think, okay, the one is if you think he don't have the right at all. Two, if you think anybody can speak on anything they want. So I'm seeing those ones. Okay. Okay. So I'm sure everybody already seen that they made it to the shade room for saying they don't date dark skinned black women or quote unquote Shaniquas and LaQuishas. They also said they don't dabble in the dark, if you know what I mean. And then they said, I'm not down for the brown. So all of that sound crazy to me. Like, it's okay to have your preference. It's fine. I don't care. You can even say, I don't date black women because of the attitudes. I don't even care about that. But when you start saying things like, I'm not down for the brown or I don't dabble in the dark, that just starts sounding a little awkward and weird and suspect, especially because you have lots of black women coming on your podcast. Not only that, but you're in the black manosphere. So a lot of black people support you. A lot of black people send you money. I've even sent him money a couple of times on his stream. So, I mean, I guess he can word it however he want, but if you look at him, he's obviously not a black man. So, in my opinion, it's okay to have a preference. Just don't insult other people while uplifting your preference. And I honestly think it could have been worded much differently because it came off very, very racist to me. Maybe you guys feel differently, but I don't know. Um, Let me read some of the comments before I continue. Hi, Aaron B. He says, damn, Melody. No, I'm just giving my opinion on it. I like Fresh and Fit. This didn't make me change my mind about watching the show or anything like that. But there's ways you can say things. That's all I'm saying. Let me start from the beginning and say hi to everybody. Hey, Tampa. He says, any man can speak on any race of woman. That's true. You can speak on any race of woman, but you have to be careful how you word things. I'm here in the Black manosphere, so I already know how we speak. But other people don't know that. Other people can take that very offensively. So like I said, that's not going to change how I feel about them. But other people, I know it could change. Hey, he says, how do you say your name? Big Smooth? That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm guessing. Big Smooth says he already killed his connection with the black community by becoming a Fed, so no. What do you mean by that? He's a Fed? Maybe I'm out of the loop. I don't know what you're talking about. Blackhearted I3, hi. Welcome. Hi, Toya. Welcome to my stream. Hey, Kevin Murray. Hi, Mr. Bad Guy. He says black men aren't black enough to a black women, and that's the real problem. Now that is true. A lot of black women don't feel like black men are black enough. They feel like they're weak, and I hear all types of things some black women say about black men that I don't agree with. So, yeah, but you're right. Uh, Hi, J Lock. Welcome. Hey, Red Pill Hustle. Hi, No Country for Old Simps. Hi, Demetrius. Okay, Black Hearted, I3. I disagree. I don't think he's black. Just because he's Sudanese and he's from Africa doesn't mean he's black. Just because you're America, you're from America don't mean you're white. There's all different races in America, just like there's all different races in South Africa and all parts of Africa. So just like in Dominican Republic, a lot of people argue Dominicans are black, but that's not true. There's some white Dominicans. In Europe, there's some black Europeans, there's some white Europeans, there's some Asian Europeans. So just because you're from Africa don't mean you're black. Right. Let me see who else said something. Colorist, not racist. It did come off a little colorist, but we don't know. Why does he automatically associate black women with bad? He's no better than toxic divestors on YouTube. Well, this is the thing. Me as a black woman, I can say this, I'm black. Black women gave ourselves a bad reputation. So that's why other races of people look at us like that. So I can't really blame him for feeling how he feel. And plus he has a whole podcast where black women come on. So he see the nasty attitudes and things like that. So that's why I'm like kind of in the middle. Like I don't really know about this one. Hi, LSP. Welcome. Let me see who else is here. Alpha Omega. Hey. Some say it's mocking because Black women in America made up those fake African names. Yeah, I mean, those names are ridiculous, in my opinion. But to say it like all of our names are Shaniqua and all of our names are LaQuisha, that's crazy. Like, my name is Melody. I think I have a really pretty name. My mother would have never named us those names, So, but don't sit there and make it seem like, oh, just because you're black, your name got to be Shaniqua or LaQuisha. That to me was just out of control. Hi, Jay Skywalker. Hi, Rayhanma. Salute to you. Okay, I think I said, oh, hi, Lando. Okay, that's it. So I'm gonna get back into it. Let me finish what I was gonna say. So yeah, I also noticed that people like to claim black when it's convenient, but when it comes to the negative stereotypes, they want to claim their country. So I noticed even if you are a black African, you could say, "Hey, I'm not black, I'm Nigerian," or "I'm not black, I'm Sudanese." You can always claim your country instead of claiming black. So that's another thing that people do from different countries. But I have Game Changer in the back, so let's bring him up. Hi, Game Changer.
Hey, how you doing, Melody?
Good. How are you?
I'm pretty good. Pretty good. Thanks for having me again.
Thanks for coming. I think you're a little low. I don't know if that's me or you.
No, that was me. My headset was plugged in. I forgot.
Oh, hold on, it's still a little low. Me, maybe I need to fix my audio. 1 second. Okay. Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah, just turn it up a little more if you can.
Here, I'll just do this. Hold on. All right, is this better?
It's still low to me. It's, I don't know what it is.
I'm at the maximum. Can
That,
people?
wait, let me ask the chat. Is Game Changer low or is he fine? Press 1 if he's low, press 2 if he's fine. You guys can hear him well? Okay, so I guess it's just me. So he's clear. Okay. All right. So what's on your mind, GC?
Yeah, so I really feel that these guys have every right to have their preference. If they
Definitely.
if they prefer not to be with darker skinned women, then that's their preference, and they have a right to voice it. You know, no matter what nationality he is. You know, I think someone was saying that he's Sudanese, and they have both light and dark skinned people there for given their history and their geography. So yeah, I don't really. And if he prefers one over the other, I don't really see why there should be a big deal made out of it. Man has a right to prefer what he wants.
I totally agree. But do you think he should have worded it how he worded it?
So by saying stuff like "I don't like Shaniqua," I think what he means by that is that he don't like a particular set of personality traits that's associated with Shaniqua. Kind of like people say Pookie, Ray Ray, or Karen. We just give names to a collection of personality types um, that we describe a particular group of people within an ethnicity. Karen would be an overweight, slightly racist white woman, while Becky would be a more attractive, younger, typically blonde white woman that's in the black guys. So yeah. Um,
So what do you think about him saying not down with the brown?
yeah, I don't think that he really means that because the situation with the woman that falsely accused him of impregnating her or something like that was brown. And also, brown is such a large spectrum. I don't really think that he means that part. I just think that he said it because it rhymed. But
Right,
again, it's his preference.
right.
You see,
I do agree. Like I said,
we I mean, as men, we've just come to accept that people have preferences. Like if I were to hit on a woman and she was to say, I'm not interested in guys in your particular tax bracket, you got to be seven figures or above or something like that. I don't like it, especially depending on how interested I am in this woman. But I accept it. It's like okay, it's your right. However, whenever a man states his preference, it's subject to challenge always.
right. So, okay, so why do you think black women are so triggered? But when people call black men Pookie and Ray Ray, nobody says anything.
Right, or dusty, or basically whatever pejorative they have for impoverished and ill capable of, being anything other than impoverished. So I think the reason why is because black men aren't yet aware, at least the collective of black men aren't really aware that we have the right to have standards.
Right,
We're the last people to understand that. I mean, how many it was white guys that coined the term yellow fever, and that is they're stating their attraction to Oriental women. So it's and they have every right to do that. And Orientals as well as non-Oriental Asians, just Asians in general, they openly state that they like blonde hair, blue-eyed white women. Everybody else has a right to state their preference, even when that preference is not the same ethnicity as them. It's just that we're late to the game in that regard. We don't really know that we have the right to state that preference.
right, exactly.
See, here's the thing. Um, Here's what they're used to because I'm old enough to have seen it. So, growing up in Oakland, went to and growing up in a black neighborhood. I'm sure, like many of you have, Even if you were attracted to, say, somebody who isn't black, let's just say a Latina girl or a Mexican girl or something like that, it would still be in your best interest to not really state that you are attracted to this woman. In fact, it would be in your best interest not to go out with this woman simply because she is, because it would mean that you don't have future prospects with all of the other black majority out there.
Mhm.
Let's just call her Loopy, right? And let's just say you go to a high school or something that's 99% black, but there's Loopy there, and Loopy is attractive, and she's attracted to you. You want to get with Loopy, but if you get with her and things don't go well, then you're just out. None of the 99% will mess with you. So, you kind of just shot yourself in the penis at that point. A lot of brothers have felt that type of pressure to not openly admit that they are attracted to, Loopy or those of her type, if they found it in their best interest to say stay silent. Now, it's dealing with a special set of insecurities because if the situation was reversed and you went to well, let's just say the situation was reversed and a white guy was attracted to, let's just call her Melody. Melody,
Mhm.
you're the only black girl in a predominantly white high school. A white guy is interested in you, and he just says, "Listen, I like Melody, and I like a lot of black girls. I like their features." He could date you, and if things don't work out, he can then date another white girl later because she really doesn't care that he has that particular preference.
Right.
You know. Yeah, we're the last ones to realize that we have a right to have our own preferences, our own fetishes, our own desires, etc., etc., etc. Take you, for example. I have expressed in the past that I like dark rim glasses. Yet, as far as I know, you have perfect vision. I also expressed that I like braces. As far as I understand, you have perfect teeth. Would it And let's just say if I was handsome and I fit the bill, and I was to say, "Hey, I'd like to date you, Melody," would you say, "Oh no, you said that you like chicks with glasses"?
No, of course not.
Yeah. See, it doesn't really make sense in every other thing. But once again, they're used to having that advantage. They're used to not having people state their preference if their preference is not them.
Mhm. Right. I'm sorry. I'm just reading some of these comments.
Yeah, no worries.
It's not a preference, more so prejudice and bias, due lack of validation and acceptance from said group, i.e., young Black American girls. Okay.
Wait, could you show that last one again? It's not a preference; it's more of a prejudice. What's the
And
difference?
bias. Yeah, like I don't see. I'm on the fence because I wasn't offended, of course, but I can understand why some people were, because it did sound like he just don't like black women. Period. Like I can understand saying, "Hey, I don't like them because of their attitude," or maybe I'm just not attracted to their features. But the way he said it did come off a little prejudice. Like
What's the difference? And so what if it is? So what
true.
if it is? See, I've said this several times, and I'll say it again. I do not mess with white mechanics. Call it prejudice, call it preference, call it whatever you want to. I don't. I don't trust them. I had too many bad experiences with them. And it could be
Mhm.
their prejudice. It could be they see Game Changer coming and they just like, something, I'm gonna just F with his pockets. Or something
Oh,
like that, you know. Hey, call it what you want to. I'm not gonna mess with you. And yes, I have every right to say that openly. Like, oh, it's prejudice. Of course I prejudge you from the last 10 mechanics that screwed me over. Yes, I'm prejudging you. There's something in your ethnicity, there's something in your culture that feels like you could just lie and try to dip into my pockets and try to take the food off my plate. Therefore, I don't mess with you.
Right.
And I even mess with you as an electrician or a plumber or something like that. But for some reason, when y'all get under a hood, yeah, I ain't messing with y'all. Call me prejudice, call me
Hmm.
whatever you want.
Right. Yeah. I mean, and did you see Joe Button? You know Joe Buttons, right?
I don't know who that is. No.
He's the one that did the interview with Kevin Samuels on his podcast. He's also a rapper from New Jersey.
Okay.
You never heard of him?
No.
Well, all of his girlfriends were Hispanic, light-skinned Latinas, right?
Okay.
And he don't date black women, but he seems to be making a huge deal out of this. It's weird because you don't even like black women. So why are you even giving your opinion on this?
Well, I think from the sound of what you're describing, it sounds like he doesn't like Fresh and Fit more.
Right. And I'm thinking it's because he doesn't appear to be black. That's what I'm thinking.
Joe Button doesn't appear to be black, or Myron.
Myron. And I think that's why he's getting so much heat. Because if Fresh would have said it, like if it would have came out of Fresh's mouth, it wouldn't be such a big deal, in my opinion.
So, I mean, where they're coming from, where Myron comes from, race is I don't want to say abstract because race is always abstract everywhere, but race is not as clearly defined where he's at. Um, and I've never been, but I just going off the geography and the history, it's not as black and white there. There's all different shades of brown where he comes from, to where no one is actually a solid one thing. There are variations of many things because
Hmm.
he's just south of Egypt and he's country borders the Black Sea. So of course, there's going to be many different ethnic influences where he come from.
Right.
Also, I don't know if he's South Sudanese either, or if he's just Sudanese. So
He looks mixed. He's definitely a mixture.
yeah, so yeah, like I was saying, it's it's very difficult, but I think that what I gathered from what he said was that he's not really interested in the Black American female stereotype, and nobody is because it sucks. Just like I'm not interested in the white mechanic stereotype. It sucks. When your stereotype sucks, you got to live with that. I mean, mine suck. Mine suck. I tell this story all the time. I used to tutor math, and and back in the day, when I used to do this, we would advertise by putting our information on the cork board,
Hmm.
and the and I would see other math tutors advertise their tutoring, and they would say stuff like, Asian math tutor. I kid you not, they would say stuff like that. So they would use their ethnic reputation for being good at math in order to get students or in order to get tutees. Now,
Right.
it's not fair, but they earned that reputation. My people didn't. So I can't do that. Like, I would have an advantage if I was a personal trainer or something like that, but I'm not. So, hey, sometimes it sucks like that. Like, there was a chick. I like to get massages. I have a problem area on my back.
Hmm.
So there was this chick, Jamaican gal. Hey, she gave a great massage, but can she advertise her shop the way the Asian women do? Because they will say Asian massage parlor, or they will say Swedish massage parlor, or Russian massage parlor. They get to say their ethnicity and then put the word massage parlor at the end of it, as long as their ethnicity has a reputation for giving good massages.
Hmm.
So, they earn the reputation first and then they put that on their brand. Unfortunately, black women have earned a crappy reputation in all areas feminine. Therefore, they can't use it as a selling point. But so The only way out of this is to earn a better reputation. And the way to earn a better reputation is by getting me a sandwich.
Right. Wait, hold on. So they said they only mess with red bones on occasion.
Hmm.
GC, do you think that's a little colorist?
It probably is a lot colorist, but once again, it's ethnic reputation. It's ethnic reputation. You see, red bones have a better ethnic reputation than the rank and file black woman. And here's why
Agreed.
they have a better reputation, because they are sometimes the byproduct of a man who didn't like Shaniqua and went out and found himself a submissive Becky, or a swirler who became overly submissive in order to stick it to black people, black men. Either way, it was a submissive mother and a dominant father, and then they had a daughter that looked like Holly Berry. That's what generally happened. I'm not saying that happens all the time, but it happened enough to give them a better ethnic reputation than the rank and file black woman.
Exactly. Yeah, I didn't know they said that. I can see why people would be mad. Dark skinned women specifically are probably the ones with the outrage. But
Yeah, of course they're gonna be mad, but they need to take that anger and put it into my penis. That's what they need to do. They need to suck it harder. They need to sex it better. They need to give it sandwiches more. They need to do better and earn a better ethnic reputation.
agreed. Black women need to learn how to be submissive, period. Because they're so hard. Like today when I was working, I ran into a woman. She was doing Uber and she was so mad and aggressive. And she said it. She was like, I literally got to be aggressive all the time to get my way and to get people's attention. And she was saying a bunch of things. And I'm just like, a lot of Black women feel this way. They feel like they have to be aggressive for some reason. And this is why Black men don't pursue them because it's not cute.
It's not. It's not.
No. And I
Yeah,
was just looking at her like she was
black women,
crazy.
less attitude, more latitude. Like,
Hmm.
give me more latitude. That means that you lay down laterally and give me it. And then you earn a better reputation. And in black men, if you want to earn a better reputation so your sons can make more money as math tutors, then do more math.
I agree.
Somebody said tell that to a female cop. What do you mean? Why are you a female cop? What kind of job is that for a woman?
I don't know, but they are aggressive too. Every time a female cop pull me over, she always has like a nasty attitude.
No.
Whereas,
I talked to one female cop that was feminine. Listen, there's two types of female cops that are feminine. Um, to be a cop. There's the one who is just in the police force because she's looking for a policeman husband. She told me that that type exists. And then there's the ones who pretend to be prostitutes to arrest Johns, the undercover ones. That's it. That's it. If you're not that, you're not feminine. How you gonna show off your curves with a bulletproof vest?
I've seen some hot ones.
It's not a feminine thing to do. And like I said, I bet you the hot ones fall into those two categories. It's
Hmm.
not a feminine thing to do, Melody. So don't do it.
I agree. You know what I haven't seen? A female firefighter. Never seen that before. I'm surprised with the feminist movement because
Well,
I have seen like women working construction and things like that, but never a firefighter.
yeah, I don't know. I haven't really been looking, but yeah, I don't know.
Exactly.
But yeah, but so it's yeah, don't do that. If there is a job out there that takes you out of your femininity, then don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do the work that takes you out of your femininity. Do I
Right.
do work that put me in femininity? Am I
course not.
like a hairdresser that pretends to be a jihad in order to get clients and make them comfortable with me? Nope, I don't do that. Like, am I a panty model? Nope. If somebody says, "Hey, game changer, would you like to model these panties for me?" I'll say, "No, I don't want to. Don't take the jobs that takes you out of your state. It's a bad look."
So thank you, the Haitian. He says, shout out to Game Changer.
I appreciate you, Haitian.
Thank you. We appreciate that. Pablo, hey, he says, only in Black America do Black women think sexual selection is fair. It's not fair.
Exactly. And let's not act like they fair when they select. How fair are they when they select? Like, like they be taking guys out off of just pure genetics.
Hmm.
Just pure genetics. He got to be 6'5" or some crap like that. Like what?
Yeah,
Nobody saying that short is. Actually, Obsidian does, but still, like, no, we respect that you have the right to say to want whatever you want, and so does Myron and Fresh. They have the right to say, like, listen, this is what I want. I want C cup. I want 5'5" with brown eyes and caramel complexion.
right,
And in Fresh's case, he gets what he pays for. He goes to those sugar daddy sites and he customer is always right. Now, if you want to sell your vagina to Fresh and you are of a darker hue, you're a woman of a darker hue, then you have to suck harder, just like I got to tutor harder, and you gotta be better at being a woman.
right. And you know what? I've gone to Cynthia G's channel and Chris Logic and all of these other women, and they literally have white men on a panel insulting and bashing Black men.
Hmm.
And all of the women are up there cheering it on.
Hmm.
So why is it okay to have white men up there doing that? But as soon as a man that's from Africa say something about a Black woman, it's like this outrage. That's what I don't understand. Like the shade room never clipped Cynthia G's panel
This is true.
or Chris Logic's panel, but as soon as a man says something, it's the end of the world.
Black man is the only ethnic gender group that hasn't realized that he has a right to a preference. That's why we go out putting our penis in these biggins.
Hmm.
That's why we're doing stuff like that. Because nobody told us. We didn't get the memo. We didn't get the notification. The raven didn't deliver the message to our cage yet that everybody has a right to a preference. We're the only people
Exactly.
that feels like we need to take what we can get, and
Right.
they don't want us to get that message. And Myron is spreading that message. He has a huge platform. He's much huger than mine. Fresh and Fit is a huge platform, and they are spreading that message. They don't like that. They're saying that you have a right to your preference, right? They're like, oh, a lot of brothers do not know that we have a right to have a preference. Remember,
Yeah.
yeah, because I'll tell you a story, right?
Hmm.
Uh, some years back, I was hanging out with these Pookie Ray Ray type Magagas, right? And I knew it was my neighbor's cousin, and we was about to go to the pool spot, right? And
Hmm.
we was gonna go to a nightclub, but for whatever reason, it turned out that we wound up um, um, going to a pool hall, right? So um, I was like, "Hey, come on, fellas." He was like, "Hold on, wait." He was like, "Wait a minute, I'm gonna wait for these chicks to come out so I can get at them, right?"
Hmm.
And then, so here, and I don't know if y'all have that there. We have some people, I don't, but some people have what's called a security gate. It's like this black, kind of like what they call screen doors in the South. It's like this black metal thing that you can close the door and it has holes in it, and but it's just for extra added security. It's harder for people to pick through, right? So, and he was looking. I was like, they said we're waiting for these chicks, and I looked through the gate. There was a bunch of biggins, and I was like, man, f those fat bees. And I was like, come on, right? And they looked at me like I'm crazy, like I'm the crazy one, and they standing around waiting on a couple of biggins. But you see, they didn't know. They didn't know better. They didn't know that they didn't have to take it because it seemed available to them. They had the
Mhm.
right to have standards.
Yeah, you're right about that. And you know what else? I was watching his show, I think it was yesterday or the day before, and he was talking about big women. He said they're not his preference, they're disgusting. He was saying all this stuff about big women. I know that's probably going to make the shade room because, you know, you can't really fat shame, as they would call it. You know that's going to make it. But I was like, uh-oh. And he had a big girl as a guest on his channel. So,
Well, I mean, when you're about that life, when you're about that preference life, it really don't matter because the people that complain aren't your preference.
exactly.
Russian fitters, they're gonna have like 10 more chicks on their show tonight or tomorrow, whenever they have a show. They're gonna have 10 more chicks up there. Why? Because they have a preference, and their preference are the ones complaining. You know, so yeah, that's it.
Exactly.
And their preference are even on the show. I bet you there'll be a dark skinned black woman on the show.
There's always dark skinned black women on the show every day,
Well,
every
there you
time they go
go.
live.
There
And
you
that's
go.
another thing people were saying too. They were like, yeah, they treat the black women differently than they treat the white, Asian, Hispanic women. They were saying all of that. And in my opinion, that's not true because I've seen several episodes of him kicking off Latinas, kicking off white women. He treat them all the same. So now they're starting to lie on him just to make it seem like he's racist.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna be honest. I don't watch the show enough. I don't watch the show enough to know if to make that distinction. But I doubt that that's true. I mean, it seems like they would just treat people according to they behave. What do they have like colored signs and they make them sit in the back of the table or something like that?
Right, exactly. That's what they're making it seem like.
Yeah,
But shout out to E. Capone. Thank you so much. He says, long live GC and what's up, Melody? Hi.
appreciate
Thanks
you.
for your support. Appreciate you. Yeah, let me read some of the comments. Right. Shade Room. Nor Joe Button would condemn divestors from calling black men bullet bags or advocating for terminating black male babies. Exactly. That did not make the shade room. Well, I don't think it did. Maybe it did and I missed it, but how come Cynthia G, in front of a large audience, telling people to abort black male babies did not make it to the shade room?
You want to stay away from the
So
A
weird.
words, but yeah, exactly, exactly. I mean, it's because it lets out the secret. And fellas, the secret is your standards. The secret is the wealth that is you. We do not collectively know our value, and so many women are capitalizing off of that. And they just don't want the smorgasbord to end.
Right, exactly. And another thing, the chick that was on his show, what's her name? Asian doll? People was making a big deal about how he was treating her, but he wasn't even talking about her or to her. He was talking to another black woman. And she decided to get into the business and start calling him mean and start an argument because she was being very combative. And that's when he told her to leave. And her manager was like, no, she's not going anywhere. So a lot of people didn't see that. People want to say automatically, oh, he hates black women. Look how he's treating Asian doll. So I just thought it was ridiculous. But that same woman,
Wait,
Asian doll, was tweeting racist, not even racist, colorist tweets about dark skinned black women. But nobody said anything about that.
well, so okay, so I see Asian doll from your thumbnail picture, and you told me a little bit about her. What you didn't tell me is what the manager really doesn't have like a legal grounds to say she's not going anywhere because she's that's their place and it's trespassing if they stay. So he's out of line. But yeah, it's a very weird series of events. But yeah, and this goes back to the beginning that I was talking about on my show the other day. Listen, just because somebody's not into you or they treat you a certain way, it has nothing to do with your complexion. Now, if a large number of people with your complexion behaves in a certain way and you develop an ethnic reputation, then it's incumbent upon you to check those who behave that way.
Exactly. Call them out, hold them accountable for what they're doing,
Hmm.
and make them feel stupid. Kind of like we do here in the manosphere. And maybe they will change, but um, it probably is necessary to say things like that out loud. That way, Black women can get the message.
So I'm reading a
You ever
thing.
thought of it like that, GC?
Well, yeah, I mean that's part of the reason why I do what I do.
Right. Like somebody had actually left me a comment the other day. Remember when I was on your show and we was talking about that big woman? It was like, "Oh, how dare you fat shame?" I'm just like, okay, like you just want to make me feel bad for calling out what I see.
Well, I don't understand the whole "how dare you fat shame" comment. Like, how dare you fat shame me? You're shaming me for fat shaming. How dare you do
Exactly.
that? Like,
Right.
by saying how dare you, she's shaming you.
Exactly.
You have every right to shame people for behavior that you find unacceptable. You have every right. That's what freedom of speech is. You can shame anybody for anything. How dare you red light run shame me? I could shame. I I'm gonna go outside right now. I'm gonna shame somebody. I can find any reason. I see somebody jaywalking. I'm shaming. I could shame any action. All of them. I could church shame somebody right now. I could go to church tomorrow, pick out the woman with the biggest hat and shame her. Like, people have a right to do this. Stop trying to infringe upon that right.
Exactly. Let's see though. He says Myron was being cringe though. Dude is always trying to act alpha. Yeah, I heard people saying that he's always trying to act tough when he's probably not. A lot of people say that, but how do we know? I don't know if he's acting or if that's really how he is.
Yeah, this is not the first person to say that. Like, I don't really know, but guess what? You have a right to say that. You have a right to say that he's a fake out. He's like, oh, why you fake out for shaming me? You have a right to do that. You can shame people.
Hmm. I agree.
Homework next week. Next week, everybody shames somebody for something.
That's what we
Find
do here.
something. Find something. If I see a little boy, 12 and older, and an old woman walk through a door and the nigga don't hold it open, I'm shaming him. What's wrong with you? Hold the door open. You should be ashamed of yourself. Find a reason to shame somebody. You have a right to do that.
Exactly. Yeah, Kevin Murray. And she showed up 2 hours late and they still were being nice to her. So the whole thing with them treating black women bad on the platform, I don't agree with that. I mean, JC, and at first, when I did hear what he said, I did feel like, whoa, that sounds crazy. But now that I hear you explain more, I'm like, okay, he did have the right to express himself.
Mm-hmm.
You did kind of change my mind because I was like on a fence with that. But you're right, he does have. he can say what he want to say. It's his platform. He can have his own opinion. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion and preference. So,
Yeah, he's not inciting hate or violence, and so yeah, he's stating his own physical preference, sexual preference.
mhm, exactly. Pablo said, "How come fat shaming never applies to fat men?"
Ah, good point. Good point.
Hmm. Yeah, I never really hear people fat shaming fat men. Well, they do fat shame them, but people don't say, "Hey, you're fat shaming."
No, people don't shame fat men shamers. Is basically what Pablo's getting at.
Right.
Yeah.
But I
I'm
think
about
it's
to,
because
I'm about to head out pretty soon.
okay. I think it's because with women, it's all about their looks and their beauty. Whereas men, it's not about their looks, so it really doesn't matter.
Hmm.
That's why I think people make a big deal about it. It's unfair, but that's probably the reason why.
Well, we don't try to. We as men, we don't try to get attention, or we don't try to get mates based on sympathy
Right.
or equal opportunity.
Hmm.
We
Facts.
don't want a woman to say, "Look, I'm really not into you, but I don't want to seem colorist, so I'm gonna go with you anyway." Or I'm really not into you, but I don't want to seem like I'm short shaming, so I'm going to get with you anyway. We
Right,
don't.
exactly.
Yeah,
Nobody says women are short shaming because they say they prefer tall men. I even hear women say, I like them tall, dark, and handsome. Nobody has ever said, you're colorist for saying it.
exactly. They don't even get that from like the tiki torch people.
Right. Wait, hold on. The tiki torch people?
No, it's the white supremacists and people that be like on that stuff, like clan people. They don't even get
Yeah,
it from them.
exactly. But it's crazy that women want to fight for equality, but nothing's equal. That's what I don't understand.
No, they don't want it. They just want you to attempt to balance the scale. That's what it is. They want you to attempt
Hmm.
to balance the scale, meaning that no matter what, they are equal to that because of that. For example, it would be nice. It would be nice if you're a black student of whatever STEM discipline, and the teacher just all of the instructors balance the scale, meaning that okay, so you got this on the thing and the average Asian student got this on their final, so I'm going to give you the average Asian student's grade. It would be
Hmm.
nice if they did that. It would be nice if the NBA, was to say, okay, we have this many black people, and we don't have any Asian people. We have like four of them. So we're going to balance the scale. We're going to make sure that there's enough Asian people in the NBA. It would be nice. Now, it wouldn't be nice when the Olympics come and we lose it, but it would be nice if they did that for Asian guys that want to be in the NBA. That's just how that's what they want, and they want us men to balance the scale for our penis. That's what they want us to do. They want us to say that the median dark skinned black woman is the equivalent to whatever your actual preference is. That's what they want us to
Hmm.
do. They want to balance the scale, but the scale don't balance when you're fat. So you be less fat.
Right. My girl, Rashida Strover, her message. She wants to bring the black men back to the dark skinned black women. And and I think a lot of black dark skinned women want that. They get upset when they see other men not have a preference for black women.
I get
They
it,
get
but
real upset.
I get it, but take that energy and put it into my penis is what I'm saying. Like, look, if you're upset about that, if that bothers you, then you could win. You could be top chick. One my penis at a time. You can be top chick. All you have to do is be the best possible version of yourself and take that version of yourself and suck my penis with it. That's all you have to do. And then
Right.
you would have my stamp of approval. You would be the it girl. You would be the new it girl.
Mr. Know-it-all said, so we're really digging up ways to defend fresh and fit?
Do they require defense? It's their preference. It's not a matter of defending fresh and fit. It's a matter of defending a man's right to have a preference. Do you have a preference? Because by having a preference, Mr. Know It All, you are basically denying those who do not meet your preference access to your penis.
Hmm.
And just like you have that right to do that, they have that right to do that.
Exactly. Bottom line, more of the story is everyone has their right to a preference. I would say just try to not bring other people down while you're uplifting other people. But you pretty much can say what you want to say. But if you don't want to have a whole bunch of people, a whole bunch of women mad at you, don't do that. But if you
Oh,
just
really?
don't care, do
How
what
come
you
you didn't
want.
do it in the opposite direction? How come I could go out right now and say, "Oh yeah, I don't like those pale chicks," or "I don't like those skinny girls," and nobody would say anything, not even the skinny ones.
That's my point, GC. I said if you don't want a whole bunch of dark skin, if you don't want a bunch of black women coming at you, just don't say it that way. Because you know black women are always gonna find something wrong with what you're saying or how you're saying it.
True,
You know what I mean? So just if you don't want all this controversy, don't say it like that. Pretty much.
true. I gotta go in 7 minutes. I don't know how long you plan on staying open, but I gotta go in like 7 minutes.
Well, no, yeah, I told you I was gonna do an hour.
Oh, okay,
So
cool. That's
yeah,
perfect. That's perfect
yeah, but,
because that's all I have.
right. I mean, a lot of people making a big deal out of it, but it's not that big of a deal. It's just a preference.
See, adult supervision say they want the controversy. Listen, listen, and listen to me good. They want to be seen, and people don't really see people that they're not attracted to. They don't. You remember. I still remember like the first and second like finest woman I seen in real life. Like you remember it. It sticks in the back of your brain forever. However, women you're not attracted to, they don't stick in your brain. So they have to do something to stick in your brain, which is why they throw pancakes at people. So that can stick in your brain. The regular chicks, they got to do the extra stuff in order to be noticed.
Exactly. Exactly. They have to have nasty attitudes. They gotta curse people out. They gotta do all of that. But then they want to complain that nobody wants them. It makes
Yeah,
no sense.
be hotter, be hotter, be better. That's what you got to do. Don't complain. I didn't complain about the whole math tutoring thing. I didn't complain. I did. I was thinking stuff. I was like, oh man, it sucks that I don't have that ethnic advantage, and it does.
Hmm. Yeah, you're right, Thundercat. Sisters have earned their reputation. They built it up over the past 40 years. They made their beds, now lie in it.
Exactly, exactly. But what you want to know what's worse? Then they made their beds. They didn't make my bed. So as a result of that, they gotta accept the reputation of not making beds. You have a reputation of not making beds. My bed. Make my bed. Make it.
Exactly.
After you become your fittest, after you become your maximum sexiness that your genetics allow, after you have pushed your physical attractiveness to the extent that your genetics will allow, After the rigorous sex that follows that, you make the bed. You make the bed, and then have the guy walk away with the good experience, and then he tells others, and that is how the reputation happens. That's how you get that reputation. That's how Asian women got their reputation. You think that people are attracted to them physically? Nope, nope, nope. We're not. We're not. People just don't have that desire for 10-year-old boy bodies. But what they did was they developed an ethnic reputation that's pleasing to men, and now we want it. We want it bad. I want to do it. I want to take a girl from geisha and make her dress like geisha with the makeup and everything, and in that dress, and bend her over the Great Wall of China and do her right there. That's what I want. And I want her to dig in my ears too, like I seen on the thing on YouTube.
And massage your scapula, right?
Yeah, massage my scapula. Exactly. Exactly. But
That's
I
what you
want
want.
to like put that light on their forehead, look inside my ears and take those little utensils and dig out the wax, like I be seeing in those videos. That's my pleasure. And then I want you to say, Sailor Mars, Sailor Jupiter. That is what I want. They earn that reputation. Do sexier stuff.
Yeah, exactly. You even said black women don't even like wearing lingerie like other races of women. Didn't you say
Well,
that?
yeah, I did say that, but it's really more that it's not made for them. It's not. I will say that lingerie does seem to be made for white women, you know.
Yeah.
But still, don't do better. Maximize it. God damn it! I want to see your Ross panties, your Target bra at the same time. It's not even from the same place. Listen, I don't know what y'all gotta do. I remember I didn't even see a garter belt until I started messing with white girls. I was like, oh, what the hell is this?
Yeah, black women need to do better, do more submissive things, try to please their man more. Because you know what it is with black women? We try to please each other. We don't try to please men like other races of women. While other races of women are competing for men, we're competing for who has the better weave or who has the better nails or eyelashes, who has the better outfit on. That's what black women compete for.
Exactly. And they expect us to stay silent on our criticisms. But guess what? If I'm not impressed, then yeah, yeah. You see, what he did, what Myron did, is the equivalent to Yelp. It's the equivalent to Yelp.
Hmm.
Meaning, so people don't like the fact, restaurant people don't like the fact that Yelp exists, that they could get Yelp by anybody, by anybody.
It's true.
And a lot of black men, y'all don't understand that y'all have the right to Yelp any group of women you want. You can Yelp them. You can Yelp them.
But you know the thing about black women is they don't care if they're yelped or not.
Yes, they
That's
do.
the
That's why they're
difference.
complaining. They just got yelped by Myron, and they're complaining. They just got a bad Yelp review. They may say, "Oh, I don't care." They're saying that as cap. They're saying that because they don't want you to do it. They're trying to convince you that your yelping doesn't have an effect on their soul, but it does. It does. Just because they're not going to improve doesn't mean that they don't care. Yelp it. You Yelp it. You Yelp it not only for your own sake, because it does feel good to give somebody a poor star rating. I'm not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. I had a bad Uber 5 years. I don't do it often, but it feels good. It feels
You
good to get.
Karen them.
It's not caring in them. It's not calling the cops on them or nothing like that. It's saying like, listen, you're f up. You're f up at the thing that you're doing for me.
Right. Wait, I mean, is this true, GT? Sisters were good with the lingerie in the 80s and early 90s. Then they fell off.
Pablo got some years on me. So in
Well,
the
the
80s,
90s.
well, in the mid to late 90s, the girls I was messing with were too young for all that. So I give them a
Right.
pass for that. they, because lingerie costs money. Let's face it, lingerie costs money, and she's working at Taco Bell. I don't see her really spending it on stuff like that. So, but I'll take Pablo's word on it.
Exactly.
I
I
will
think
say that the
everything,
mindset was a lot different. Yeah,
yeah, everything was better probably in the 80s and 90s than it is now.
yeah, because that's when like stuff started really taking off.
Yeah, we're pretty much screwed now. Wait, Wayman Cassie, this is the last one I'm gonna read and then I'm gonna shut it down. He says, Chick showed up in Hanes and I gave her a wedgie so it would look like a thong.
Oh yeah, I'm not a thong man, but I mean I appreciate the effort when they do the thong. Like I know what they're trying to do, but no, like garter belts and like had a stockings that's not tied. That it's not just pull up. You tie it up and then at the end it's like a pink bow at the top. Do stuff like that. Do see well, I'm not going to get into the details of it, but I'm just saying I know what I like when I see it, and you should know what I like when I see it because you're a woman, and use your woman intuition to make my penis bigger. That's what you do. And by bigger, I'm not talking about like that fake medicine that they put on the porn sites. I'm talking about harder. Make it harder. Make it erected there.
Right. Wait, Fresh said that black women are annoying. How is that not criticism?
It is criticism. It is criticism. What are you talking about? That's what criticism is. Who said it wasn't criticism? It is criticism. They're critiquing. They
That's
just
true.
yelped them. They yelped them as annoying. If I go to a place and the music is annoying, then that's what the Yelp review is gonna say. They yelped them. Mr. Know It All. For knowing it all, you don't know that you have the right to Yelp people. You do. You have the right to Yelp. And it's not racism or any type of ism to give a proper Yelp.
Uh,
I give the Matrix a half a star. All right, that's my yelping them. I have the right to publicly say something is crap when it's crap. The Matrix is crap. Coming to America 2 is crap. Spider-Man, the new Spider-Man movie was great.
I heard my nephew told me.
Yeah, but it wasn't as great as Spider-Verse. Miles Morales is a better Spider-Man than Peter Parker.
Yeah, that's the one we watched, right? Didn't we see that one on movie night?
Yeah, we seen that on movie night.
Yeah, that was a good movie
It was.
for Miles Morales.
Not to
But
say,
yeah,
Peace,
I'm gonna.
you have a right to
Hold on,
rate.
I'm sorry.
No, 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 I'm done.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm gonna shut it down. Wait a minute. I see a comment. How am I annoying?
No,
Because I'm black?
because no, he just following some weird ass logic. Like somebody, just like if somebody say, black men are good at basketball and football. You know, does that mean that Game Changer is good at basketball and football? Because I'm not. I'm not. What they're saying is that there are a higher concentration of athletes that meet this particular ethnicity, and there's a higher concentration of annoying people that meet her particular ethnicity.
Yeah, I've always been the outcast growing up. I always thought black women were different than me, even though
Mhm.
I'm a black woman. So yeah, I don't think I'm annoying at all. If anything, I was always quiet, and I still am. But I try not to be annoying, at least.
Good.
Am
You're
I
not.
annoying?
You're
Am
not.
I annoying?
You're
See?
helping you're helping the ethnic reputation.
Why, thank you.
You're welcome.
But I am going to shut it down. Thanks again, GC. It's always a pleasure when I
No
have you
worries.
on my show.
No worries
Um,
at all.
now, aren't you having a show next?
I'm not having a show. I'm doing a premiere. I'm doing a premiere in 2 hours. So I'm being in a chat room. But yeah, yeah, it's gonna be good. So yeah, in the premiere, I'm covering a woman. A woman buys her man, her husband. She didn't buy it. She paid his student loan debt. Now, doing stuff like this helps. It helps the overall reputation of Black women. It puts them in a better light. It shows that this is a decent woman, and she's easy on the eyes with two
Mhm.
beautiful kids and stuff like that. You see, this is pygmies are better women. And fellas, I say it before and I say it again. If you ain't effing pygmies, you ain't effing shit.
Exactly. Well, make sure you guys tune in to GC's premiere in 2 hours. You can use the views. And I might be going live again next week, so make sure you all come through. But I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.
Please.